6 months ago, I stopped publishing. No announcements, no dramatic goodbyes, just silence. Today, I'm sharing exactly why I disappeared, what changed, and the biggest business lessons I've learned while rebuilding behind the scenes. If you have ever felt stuck, burnt out, overwhelmed, or like your business isn't growing fast enough, this episode is for you. And no, this isn't about giving up, it's about coming back stronger. Welcome back to Not Just Candle Talk. And again, it's been about 6 months. And if you have been subscribed, thank you for staying. If you're brand new, welcome. This isn't just another business podcast. This is where we have honest conversations about entrepreneurship without the fake motivation, without pretending every month is six figures, and without acting like every successful business owner has everything figured out. And for the last 6 months, I stepped away, not because I quit, not because I failed, but because I needed clarity. Sometimes growth doesn't happen while you're posting. Sometimes it happens while you are rebuilding. Today, I want to tell you what happened, what I've learned, and why the next chapter is going to be the best one yet. One of the biggest lies entrepreneurs hear is keep grinding, post more, work harder, sleep less, hustle longer. But here's what nobody tells you. Sometimes working harder creates more confusion. I realized that I was spending too much time creating and not enough time actually building. Yes, of course I had ideas. I even had a few projects in the works. Tried my hand at a couple of businesses, but everything was competing for my attention. And when everything matters, nothing gets full effort. So I had to step back, not to necessarily disappear, but to simplify. I started asking myself questions like, if I had to build everything again from zero, what would I keep? What actually makes money? And what actually helps people? What creates long-term freedom instead of temporary attention? Those questions changed everything, my whole perspective. And here's what I discovered. Most entrepreneurs don't have an income problem, they have a focus problem. We're too busy chasing new apps, new trends, new strategies, looking at new platforms, the newest AI tools, and even different business ideas. When what we really need is consistency. Success usually isn't hidden in your next idea, it's hiding inside the one you've already started. Imagine watering 10 different plants, one drop each. None of them grow, right? Now, imagine watering one tree every single day, and eventually that tree provides shade, maybe some fruit, and of course, stability. And of course, businesses, they work the same way. Attention compounds, trust compounds, relationships compounds, consistency, compounds. That realization right there completely changed how I'm approaching this next season. So here's what's different, okay? This podcast is becoming simpler, a little bit more focused, a lot more practical, And every episode is going to answer one specific question. How do entrepreneurs build businesses that actually last? We'll talk about marketing, different systems, business growth, money. We're going to talk about mindset, things like leadership, AI, of course, and everything in between. And it's not going to be any fake gurus on here. Just practical conversations you can actually use. Because the goal isn't to look successful online. Not at all. The goal is to build something that still exists 5 years from now. That's what we're doing, okay? We're going to focus on building businesses that last. So here's my challenge for you. Take a notebook. Write down everything you're doing in your business, right? Then only circle one thing that moves the needle. Okay? I'm not talking about the busy work. I'm not talking about scrolling, not tweaking your label or your logo, not buying another course. The one thing that actually grows your business. Then spend the next 30 days becoming obsessed with it. Become focused, because focus creates momentum, and momentum creates confidence. And then confidence will get you your consistency. And consistency changes absolutely everything. So, if today's episode helped you in any way, if you heard something on here that's like you had an aha moment, do me a favor. Share it with another entrepreneur who needs a fresh start, someone who's for a fact that's kind of stuck in the rut. And if you're listening on Apple Podcasts, follow the show and leave a review. If you're listening on Spotify, hit follow so you don't miss what's coming next. And remember, this is only the beginning. And of course, I'm glad you're here. And remember, sometimes the comeback is more powerful than the beginning. This is not just Candle Talk, and I'll see you in the next episode. And one more thing before I leave. If you're ready to rebuild your business with more clarity, less overwhelmed, less overwhelmed, download the free PDF Business Growth Scorecard. Okay, this is what I did for myself. I'm going to put the link for that in the show notes, and it will help you identify what's working, what's holding you back, and where your biggest growth opportunities are. All right, that's all I have for now. Stay tuned for the next episode of Not Just Candle Talk, and we will talk to you soon. Thank you for listening. Bye.
Hi, everyone. This is JJ, the co-founder of Good Pods. If you haven't heard of it yet, Good Pods is like Goodreads or Instagram, but for podcasts. It's new, it's social, it's different, and it's growing really fast. There are more than 2 million podcasts, and we know that it is impossible to figure out what to listen to. On Good Pods, you follow your friends and podcasters to see what they like. That is the #1 way to discover new shows and episodes. You can find Good Pods on the web or download the app. Happy listening.